Prime Minister is all set to review the cyclone situation. Biparjoy, he is all now set to hold a review meeting. Cyclone Biparjoy, as it gains steam, the Prime Minister's review meet has been called in. This is the latest update that we get here. I'm going to cut across to Paulmi Saha joining us on the phone line for a little more on that. Paulmi, if you're with us, we see that Cyclone Biparjoy now gaining steam. A lot of areas in Mumbai and Gujarat, the coastline itself, water levels rising and preparedness now being reviewed by the Prime Minister. Tell us more.
That's right. The Prime Minister has been holding a meeting at his office where he's basically been briefed by officials who are in charge of monitoring the situation on the ground in terms of our preparedness to deal with, of course, the situation, the aftermath of it. Already evacuation has been conducted from some of the coastal areas, those living very close to the sea. They have been, in fact, evacuated in preparation for this cyclone, which is being categorized, has already intensified to an extreme cyclone storm level, which is going to hit the coast of Gujarat, make landfall in Gujarat, and there are areas of Maharashtra which could also see some of the impact of this cyclone. The Prime Minister held a meeting which was attended by the Union Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, also the Prime Minister's Principal Secretary, Mr. P.K. Mishra, and other officials were present during this meeting, where the Prime Minister was given a review of the situation, a brief of all of the measures that are being taken to ensure that there is least damage to life and property.
All right, Paulmi, thank you very much for joining us on that. In fact, Paulmi, tell us a little more about the cyclone itself, in how, as we hear, it's gaining steam in Mumbai, coastline of Gujarat as well. People have already been evacuated. Many of those in the low-lying areas along the coastal line, we believe, have been evacuated already. How far is the government fearing of damage? Cyclone Biparjoy heads to Gujarat coast. I'm taking you through details coming in on strong winds and high tides that have hit Gujarat coast. National Disaster Response Force and the State Disaster Response Force have now been deployed at the Gujarat coastal region to tackle this impending situation that may just develop following the arrival of Cyclone Biparjoy. As a cyclonic storm, Biparjoy intensifies. It continues to approach the coast of Gujarat. The state government has closed beaches and started reaching out to people living along the coastline. Cyclone Biparjoy, formed over the Arabian Sea, is now expected to bring strong winds and rains along Karnataka, Goa as well as Maharashtra coasts. Fishermen have also been warned not to venture into the Arabian Sea. The IMD has now advised total suspension of fishing operations in the region until the 15th of June. This is Paulmi now again with us on the phone line. Paulmi, how far has the evacuation process taken place, and the government, are they fearing of any kind of damage? The severity of it is anticipated, but how far has the government gone on to ensure that people and property is not damaged?
Well, the government, like I said, has been engaged in evacuating those who are, in fact, living close to the shore in these 6 or 7 districts of Gujarat, which are going to experience maximum impact as far as Cyclone Biparjoy is concerned. Already, warning signals had been given out as well, so that people would move away from the coastline as soon as possible, because some of these districts are going to face a maximum impact in terms of the landfall of this extremely severe cyclonic storm, which is likely to happen between Kutch district in Pakistan's Karachi. And already, there was a meeting which was called in within the Home Department as well, within the Union Home Ministry as well, in order to prepare for this as well. The Home Minister was himself engaged in overseeing arrangements to ensure that there was least damage, with, of course, officials from the disaster management authorities of the states and union territories that are to be impacted. Remember, there are the Daman and Diu as well, which will face the impact as well. So the Home Minister and the Home Secretary, who has been, appointed the nodal officer to oversee all of the preparations, to coordinate within departments, including the NDRF, the SDRF on the ground as well. They've been constantly, of course, monitoring the situation and preparing for the same as well, which they, in fact, reached the Prime Minister about at this meeting at his residence at 7 local landmarks.
All right. Here we see the Prime Minister now holding a review meeting, all set to take stock of all the rescue and relief operations in light of Cyclone Biparjoy. Prime Minister's review meet over the cyclone that is due to begin. Tell us more on the stakeholders, Paulomi, and how far is this cyclone set to be damaging? A little more insight on the severity of this. The Prime Minister, as they conduct this review meeting, who are the stakeholders who are going to be present?
Well, all the disaster management authorities who are, who come under the larger umbrella of disaster management have been engaged on the ground already. Like I said, the Cyclone Biparjoy has already been classified as an extreme cyclonic storm, because of which teams have been ensured on the ground to ensure that there are no casualties that are reported. Villages, in fact, along the coastline itself have been put on alert, and nearby beaches and temples have in fact been shut off, so there can't be any people, citizens, tourists, residents in the area. So it is, of course, expected to bring some amount of impact on the ground. Already, there were rains that were witnessed in some of the districts that were likely to face the impact of this. And like I said, NDRF, SDRF teams have also been deployed on the ground already. For instance, Gujarat's Okha port has also hoisted a great danger warning signal as well. So everyone's been warned off as well. Kutch district, for instance, Nabila, the administration has imposed Section 144 in areas near the seashore, prohibiting people's movement near the shore, so that, they don't come anywhere near, the areas where the cyclone is expected to make landfall. Fishing activities have been completely curbed in the area. Evacuation has already begun as far as the coastline is concerned in the districts which are close to the sea, which are expected to, in fact, face the severest impact of this cyclone, including in the Saurashtra Kutch areas of Gujarat. So officials have been on the ground. They have, in fact, shifted places to shifted people, I beg your pardon, to safer places as well, as far as the evacuation process is concerned. Officials in, for instance, in Devguni, Dwarka, which is again in the coastal belt as far as Gujarat is concerned, they've confirmed that at least 1,300 people have been shifted to shelters that have been built in the area as far as their latest bulletin is concerned. So clearly all measures are being taken to ensure that there is least damage to, of course, life and, of course, property as well. But all measures are being taken on the ground, especially, like I said, in the Saurashtra Kutch region of Gujarat.
All right, Paulomi, stay with us. I'm going to quickly cut across to Brijesh Joshi joining us. He's going to bring us an understanding on ground. Brijesh, Prime Minister Modi has held this review meeting where they're trying to take cognizance of all the preparedness on ground in light of this cyclone Biparjoy. Tell us, how far is the government fearing damage of sorts to people, to life and property? Where we hear yellow alerts have been issued at least along the Gujarat and Mumbai regions, the coastlines.
The yellow alert has been converted into the orange alert right now, and the cyclone is around 350 kilometers away from the Dwarka, where I'm right now. Government is all fully prepared here. MOS home, Sangvi has visited the low-lying areas where the evacuation has proceeded, and around 10,000 people from six districts will be evacuated at the safe places. Government is fully alert, and government has also conveyed the same message to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister today reviewed the preparedness of the Gujarat government, and yesterday also the Home Ministry has reviewed the situation, take the stock of the situation, and they were planning for the safe evacuation of the people in the low-lying area. So right now also government is trying to move the people from the low-lying area. So the damage can be reduced to the zero casualty. Zero casualty is the motto for the government right now, and that's why government has deployed 6 key ministers in the 6 districts where the cyclone will be hit or will be affected areas will be there. So government has taken the action right now. 7 NDRF teams also deployed for the rescue operation if needed. But the Dwarka, Porbandar and Jamnagar, these 3 districts will be in the area of the cyclone, while the cyclone will pass on to Kutch, from Kutch to Pakistan. So right now everyone is on the standby mode and waiting for the correct measurements in next 24 hours.
Right. Brijesh, as far as we hear, all kinds of fishing activities and even beaches have been fully shut for visitors. So this is also another way for the governments of both states now to take caution. But this review meeting itself, that's been handled by Prime Minister as he oversees the situation there. Tell us more on the actual tasks or directions that have been given to officers on ground. Any more do's and don'ts that officers have issued as warning to the public?
Yeah, definitely. Government has already embarked the journey on the cyclone rescue operations. Everything has been conveyed to the officers and also to the people who are living near the coastal line. The entry for the people on the coastal line has been banned. Fisher activity has been suspended from last 5 days. All the fishermen are back at their home and they are not going into the sea. There is a very clear instruction for the fishermen. Also, the instruction given for the people living in the lowland area.
I request you to please pan your cameras. We'd like to see what's behind you. Show us the force of the winds. If we could capture that on cameras, please pan your cameras. Show us the situation, the severity. Where you at?
I will ask my cameraman Pritesh Rawal to show you the situation. Right now I am at the Dwarka, and this is the Dwarka's coastal area where all the boats are lying here because fishing activities already postponed, suspended in all the areas. So that's why heavy breeze is going on. Also light rain expected in the evening. IMD has predicted the heavy rainfall on 14th and 15th June. So all the situation has been monitored by the government officials, and they are traveling to all the villages which are remote or the key lowland area near the coastal belt. So that's why ministers are also on the ground. All the officials are on the ground, and they are convincing the people to move at the safe place, so there can be zero casualty, no death, no human death is the agenda set by the government, and that has been the conveyed.
All right, thank you very much, Brijesh, for joining us on that. We're wishing people along the coastlines have got to stay indoors, stay safe, reach out to areas that are relatively safer. This is the government giving out a warning as well to the people on ground. Evacuation along the low-lying areas have already been carried out. Let me cut across to all the reactions coming in on the same.
करके 16 तारीख के बाद का कार्यक्रम बनाया जाए।
यहाँ पे 5 किलोमीटर एरिया में
मेरा जो फोरकास्ट था अभी अरबियन सी तब था, आज जो फोरकास्ट हम नेक्स्ट 5 दिन के लिए दे रहे, इसमें से अभी जो मूवमेंट उसका नॉर्दर्ली चल रहा था साइक्लोन का, अभी भी मूवमेंट नॉर्दर्ली है। ये नॉर्दर्ली मूवमेंट टिल 14 तारीख सुबह तक रहेगा। 14 तारीख सुबह का बाद मूवमेंट नॉर्थ ईस्टवर्ड मूवमेंट होने का संभावना है। 14 तारीख 15 तारीख के लिए सी वेरी हाई टू फेनोमेनल रहने का संभावना है। एक्सट्रीमली हेवी रेनफॉल हो सकता है, लैंडफॉल होने का संभावना है। आज वेरी सीवियर साइक्लोनिक स्टॉर्म, उसका विंड स्पीड रहेगा 125 to 135 km/h।
30-31 जितने जो विलेजेस है, उनका जो पॉपुलेशन है, उनके जो फैमिलीज है कि जिसको ये साइक्लोन की वजह से कुछ असर हो सकती है, उन लोगों को सलामत स्थानों पर शिफ्ट करने के लिए हमारे आश्रय स्थान हमने तैयार कर रखे हैं। पूरे जिले में 290 से ज़्यादा आश्रय स्थान है। 4 हमारे कोस्टल एरिया में साइक्लोन सेंटर भी बने हुए हैं।
बिपरजॉय साइक्लोन अभी जो उसकी दिशा बदल रही है, गुजरात की ओर आ रहा है, उसके रिगार्डिंग हमने इवैक्यूएशन रिलेटेड सभी तैयारियां कर रखी है। जैसे ही विंड स्पीड बढ़ने लगेगी हम उससे पहले लोगों को इवैक्यूएट कर देंगे। सलामती को मद्देनज़र रखते हुए हमने कल ही शिवराजपुर बीच, गोमती घाट, सब जगह पुलिस बंदोबस्त रख दिया गया है। द्वारका ओखा फेरी बोट सर्विसेज बंद कर गई है। तकरीबन 4000 जितने लोगों को हमने आइडेंटिफाई किया है जो साइक्लोन से ज़्यादा अफेक्टेड हो सकते हैं, उन सबको सूचना दी गई है और हमारी टीम्स कुल 20 टीमें फील्ड में तैनात है।
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.